let's say you've been seeing a guy for 2 months.
Let me just say, if I'm going into it and I'm like, I solely want to hook up with this guy, like I don't care about his personality, I don't care about what he has to say, all I want to do is hook up with this guy, and I know that, like, going into it, then like I can buy my own shit, you know, it's fine. I don't need you to pay, because I don't want to feel like it's like, oh my God, we have to hang out, like, no. But if it's like it's more, there's like a more romantic undertone. If I'm like, ooh, we're going on a date, I don't necessarily know if we're gonna hook up, I'm like very intrigued, you know, I'm interested, this could be you don't look like a creep, whatever, then it's like, okay, I'm down. It's more like date, you know, more of like a formal date, I would say. And so then they pay.
The guy pays.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about, so that's the first date. What about moving on from there?
I haven't gotten that far. I've gone on, I think.
No, not with this guy specifically,
Oh, yeah.
but just like in general, you said when it's not just like a more casual thing, when it's looking to potentially be a bit more serious, a bit more formal, maybe a bit more traditional, you want the guy not only to pay for the first date, but also a continuity there. So the guy keeps paying. Is that correct?
Well, I haven't gotten that far with anyone yet, but I think that in relationships, I think it was definitely more like he would pay for a lot of in my last relationship, most of the time he paid when we went like out.
Like for dinner or
like
something,
for dinner,
or
he definitely paid.
And just remind me, that relationship ended when?
A year ago.
Mm-hmm. And was it a long?
It was 6 years.
6 years. So for 6 years, more often than not, you'd say he was paying.
Oh, for sure.
And were you guys about the same age, or?
Yeah, he was 3 years older.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also an attorney?
Also a lawyer, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I want to finish up the flaking thing, but I do want to talk about who pays on dates and stuff. So that is interesting. We'll get to the who pays thing after the flaking thing. So who do you think is more flaky, men or women?
I mean, me personally, I'm really flaky, and so is like my best friend, and Alex is pretty flaky too. So I would say, like, I guess in my worldview, women, but I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Personally, I'm not flaky whatsoever. Because I was trained as a ballerina, I am very on the dot, always punctual, but I would still say women, because all of my friends are really flaky.
I would say women, because I flake a lot too, but I think it really depends.
Hey, no, appreciate the honesty.
Yeah. If you're a priority, then like I'm not gonna flake on you, but
right.
Same goes for the guys.
Sure. Can I ask? So, and you guys might not keep track of this, but like, how many times would you say you flaked on a guy for a date? Either like the day of, or like within and not like you had like you were sick, or, you know, like you just were like, I'm not really feeling it. Like, forget it.
Like 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
Only once.
Like 1 out of every 3, I'd say.
Okay.
30%.
I'd say about the same.
I'm not a flake.
You've never flaked?
No. And
okay, good for you.
If I have to flake, it's like for a good reason, like
sure.
medical. Or
yeah, if you're sick. Luke?
I am terrible with time management, but I don't feel like I'm a flaky person. Like, if I make plans with someone, I'm going to try my best to carry those out. It might be like 5 minutes late, but, you know. And if I'm going to pick someone up, then I'll be on time. But if a friend is coming to get me and we're going to go hang out or something like that, and they're giving me the ride, they'll show up to my house and I'll just be getting out of the shower or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And, well, yeah, that's it. So you mentioned the whole who pays on the first date thing. So I want to just go around the table, get your take. Who do you think should pay on the first date?
On the first date, I think it should be men.
Them?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wouldn't mind like splitting it if anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if a guy asks you on the first date, maybe, I don't know, you get food, whatever, and he asks at the end of the date, hey, is cool if we split, or he asks for separate checks, are you going to feel a certain type of way about that?
No.
Okay.
I would say men for the first date, but I'm willing to split.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say, I don't know. I mean, on a random first date with somebody I've never met before, I'd probably split it so that I don't feel like how Alex was saying, like I owe them to hang out with them again in case I decide I don't want to.
Sure.
Otherwise, I think whoever makes more money.
Whoever makes more money should
Yeah.
pay. Okay. And what about, so you mentioned on the first date, but what do you think about as the dates continue, second, third, fourth date? Is it just whoever makes more money?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And I also think that, I mean, if you are somebody, if you're going to choose to go to some restaurant with me and it's, like, for example, I don't like Greek food. If we were going to a Greek restaurant, then I'd be hoping that like you would pay because I don't even really want to eat the food.
Sure.
So, you know, it's more for you.
Okay. Go ahead.
For the first date, honestly, I would split the check because, like what they said, what if you don't like them after all?
Sure. Luke?
I think it's whoever offers to take them out. So and again, I said this earlier, I think the guys mainly has the responsibility to go up to someone and ask them on a date. So in that case, I think a guy should pay. But if a girl comes up to you and says, hey, do you want to go out? I think it should be her obligation to pay because she's the one taking you out.
You guys agree with what Luke just said?
Yeah.
And then just to get you back in on this, so your stance is the guy should pay. Correct.
Yeah.
On the first date and then continue to pay, correct?
No. I think what I was saying was like, I